Hi, my name is Scott Wilson. I am the co-founder of Jodical and Microschool News, and I am building Microschool News in public. So I'm recording videos of the process, our stack, all the ins and outs of building in public, and sharing and being transparent and getting feedback and instant feedback as we grow this platform, this hub for school choice. Very excited about it, and the people we've met along the way and their insights and input have really helped kind of shape the direction we're headed with this. Now, this video I'm going to cover the aspect of being a tech founder and a hack that I have used. I come from a background of having resources all the time in large corporations developing up until 2010. I've done a couple large corporation gigs since then, but not since 2017, and that's when we founded. I didn't really found Jodical started to come into being. That said, you always had resources, and you stick to that kind of role that I always have is if I can't figure out something in 2 hours, ask someone smarter than you, so you're not sitting there wasting your time. Sometimes it's really simple, like the example today I'm going to give you. I am embarrassed to share that I caved in so quickly because it was really just a placement of code, not necessarily not having the right code. So that was kind of funny, but that happens. It's kind of like back in the old day when they didn't have really good detection within an IDE to discover errors and whatnot. Is you end up finding it's a comma or an uppercase letter that throws everything off. It's a lot better these days. That said, the 2-hour rule, when you have resources, works great. But when you're a solo dev person with Microschool News, I have two options. Go crazy and yell at my computer. Or two, call my friends up and the dev team for Jodical and ask them for help. Well, the dev team for Jodical, that's not really an option because they've got to focus on what they do. And utilizing myself as a free resource is the best route because it doesn't cost anything. And so as far as development costs for this, it's nothing. It's my time because I love doing it, so I'm going to do it anyway. So what my hack is for this, and this is something I learned early on as a solo developer for Jodical before we onboarded a dev team, excuse me, was to basically still apply the 2-hour rule. That's a discipline for me. And when I get frustrated, it's probably less than that now. I'll admit defeat a lot earlier now. So this example of really, and this is something, I'm going to preface this. Well, let me kind of dive in. So I'm sitting here coding. I have an issue with the layout. Come on now. The layout of the grid with CSS, Bootstrap, and all that fun stuff. And this is driving me nuts because the back end code works great. I'm getting the results that I want. The tool for editing and updating this dynamic data works great. Now, I got stuck on this part of looping the result set coming back and trying to make it side by side and then wrapping. And I just, maybe not enough coffee in my system, wasn't getting the result I want, and it was getting some really funky Bootstrap results. And I looked at some of the online tutorials first, just to kind of see what might I be missing within the Bootstrap area of things, because UI is not my specialty. Thankfully, I've got Jonathan. He's our intern who is out of UC Davis. Helps me out with the UI stuff, and he's really good at putting things together and listening to the vision side of things, and we slowly piece this together. The core issue was dodging me. I was just getting frustrated. So there's 3 sites that are kind of like home base to me. It's like having an instant room of buddies who are there to help, and you can get really quick responses with really good answers right away. And so it's really like doing a code review or a peer review on the fly. So the three that I like to use is Code Project, C# Corner, and Stack Overflow. These are my go-tos. It so happened that in this situation, I got a very quick, concise, and easy answer for Code Project. So I'm doing my structure of asking a proper question or posing a problem, and then providing the detail, what technologies are involved, in this case C#, Razor Pages, and Bootstrap, and asking and providing my code. Now here's where I'm a real... You'll find a lot of people posting on these sites. You can clearly tell they're trying to get past an interview test or trying to learn something on their job without doing any of the work up front. And so that's how they kind of sling their way through having a job, which is no way to sling your way through having a job. Bring your code to the table after you've worn out your brain, and that's what you post. So in this case, I went through and posed my code that I've been working on. So it's authentic code I typed. I'm not copying and pasting and saying, tell me how to do it. I'm saying, I've tried to do this. And literally within no time at all, I got a 5-star because I gave him a 5 stars. Always give 5 stars. You can do that, I think, on all 3 of these. Solid answer. One sticking point, and so once it was posted and I incorporated the code into my code, I said, great, this works. I said there was one slight thing that I corrected, which was related to this, and that's in my comment section, replying to him that the flex 50% was interfering with the correct result, even though it was headed down the right field, and then he backed it up with some follow-up. So literally, without much time at all, while I was off busy doing my other 2-hour, do my other tasks, my other coding, someone was working on helping me out productively, not putting me down, not doing, you stupid, you should just know this. It's not about that. In these 3 that I've experienced, every once in a while you get someone who's salty, but salty people are always going to be salty. So I was able to, while working on other stuff, have my code reviewed by someone and then give me an answer, and simply went from having this frustration to having my solution. Now, I have to obviously format, make this look pretty, but the core lesson here is there are a couple great hacks to being a tech founder and still have tons of resources at your disposal. And this is probably the best one because literally you can move on to your next issue and someone cares enough to want to dive in and give you the answer. So again, bring your code to the table, not someone else's, or expect someone to do the work for you. Wear yourself out trying to figure out something. Present your problem, and be gracious when you receive an answer. And it'll work every time. And it's a fantastic way to push through code on your own. And so that's really all I got to share on that one. It's an exciting way to do it, and I always love meeting new people and having some great discussions along the way. And it's really great for building your network. And I contribute back as well. That's the other key thing, is participate in the other direction. Help people out with things that you're very good at, and it'll pay in spades. So that ends this discussion, the wonderful technical founder hack of the day.